Hildebrand shenanigans. Oh, where in the world could he be? Oh, it's you! I don't suppose you bumped into Inspector Hildebrand roaming around, have you? Making his inquiries? Oh, ever since Shigure got detained by the Shigumi, the inspector's been busy looking into the affairs of Master Akebono, but to no avail. Never fear, my faithful assistants. I have returned. Your unwavering loyalty to the pursuit of honor and justice and a hard-boiled egg is to be commended, my good man. I might go so far as to say that in all my years as an inspector, I have known no fan more passionate than you. But speaking of fans, during the course of my investigation into the darker rumors concerning Master Akebono, I've received a mysterious missive I can but presume was penned by one of my many admirers. Gosh, Inspector Hildebrand, even in the Far East you've got yourself a following. Can I see it? Certainly not you. That's interesting. It's definitely not written by Hinken, but they don't seem to be too good with their Erosian letters. Yeah, something of light. You who seeks the strongest of swords, the Soboro Sukehiro, know that I have laid claim to this most priceless treasure. If you would make it yours, meet me upon Kogane Ohashi for a duel to end all duels. Sincerely, do you know who? The something of light, you say? Why, he must be referring to none other than my humble self, the one and only gentleman of light. That said, I would much rather resolve this dispute without resorting to duels and the like. Wait here, my friends, while I go and attempt to reason with this misguided ruffian. I'm pretty sure they wrote warrior, not gentleman. Which probably means they're talking about Jack? What do you think, Inspector? Inspector Hildebrand? What do you mean he up and ran off? And why are you still standing here? You should hurry up and try to catch him before he does something silly. Is that you, Jack? As you can see, I seem to have found myself in a pickle, and by pickle, I mean the ground. Kugane Ohashi lies beyond this gate, but before I could pass through, I found myself suddenly accosted, then inverted, then embedded thusly by the dear but misguided Jim. The duel I must regrettably leave up to you. Seppi's my wife in real life. She wanted to help me out with this. She's already done the trial earlier. Me, just haven't been able to try anything until after work, so just waiting for that DPS queue. Tasty, tasty DPS queue. My little large rodent pup with me. Or as Philip J. Fry would say, is the most noble and keen of rats. Here we go! Far too long have I waited for this rematch. The Silveros, Sekihiro may have brought us together, but it was fate that ordained... Ah, crap, I can't read fast. Oh well. Victory will be mine this day! Suit on up, we're ready. meet again, Hildy. Greg? Greg! I say you're a sight for sore eyes. However, did you come to be here in Kugane, and the Far East for that matter? Well, you see, the thing about that is... I say, to think that Greg was masquerading as Jim this entire time! Indeed, I was. After Jack bested me a second time, I quit Erosia and embarked upon a journey to distant lands that I might hone my skills in preparation for our inevitable third bout. But when I saw you, that misread my carefully written words and come in instead, I felt I had no choice but to remove you from the field forcibly. Pray forgive me my unkindness, Hildy. Now, Greg. There is no need for apologies between friends. Yet again, I must ask, though, how did you come to be here in Kugane as a ronin of such repute and a remarkably thin waist? I know it seems far-fetched, even insulting to your intelligence, but there's a simple and highly satisfying explanation. In my quest to hone my skills and procure more powerful weapons overseas, I neglected to budget properly for food and drink, and soon found myself bereft of both. Driven to a deathly hunger, I fell to my knees, and in that instant looked into my bosom friend, the painted rooster that had offered me companionship in my darkest hour. When dawn broke the following day, I was alone once more, a sliver of strength restored by the terrible sacrifice of my comrade, whose body and soul I would carry with me ever after. But by his grace I survived for days and days after, until I chanced to cross paths with a stray dog. He too was clearly a victim of the slings and arrows of outrageous misfortune, and in each other we found kindred spirits, we orphans of fate. Thus did I name him Daigoro, and thereafter we did travel as one, working together that we might both live to see another day. When we at last arrived at Kugane, I sought employment as a mercenary to rebuild my misspent savings and resume my search for the strongest of swords. It was through such ventures that I acquired the Zanmoto. In fact, I began to build my reputation as Yojimbo. Naturally, a legendary ronin must trust to meet the expectations of his clients, so I assembled an outfit that would satisfy those who had requested my services. Kageyama was one such client. When I saw that Jack and his comrades were to be my opponent, though, I quickly realized that he had not paid me nearly enough. More fool me. Needless to say, the sight of the man who had bested me twice before was enough to rekindle the competitive spirit within me. And so, when I heard the tale of the Suworo Tsukihiro, I knew I must claim it in preparation for our battle. The rest you know. Truly a riveting tale. And tragic besides, for though I fought with all my strength, yet again I was defeated by the great and powerful warrior of light. As I said to you on the bridge, no more tricks. I have taken my shot and fallen short, and so I will cease my shenanigans and instead pledge my complete support to your endeavors, that I might make amends for my misdeeds. And we should be glad to have it, Greg. Welcome aboard. Let us return to Nashu and share with her the wonderful news. You too, Greg. You're a full-fledged assistant now. Terrible news, everyone! Whatever is the matter, Nasu? It's Shigure! As punishment for helping the wolf burglar escape, he's been sentenced to death by ritual suicide! This is indeed a disturbing development, Hildy. We have no time to spare, my friends. Presuming the wolf burglar is in the wind, our only recourse is to delve deeper into the hidden past of Master Akibono and uncover proof that the sword he claims was stolen and was first stolen by he himself. Divide and conquer, Agents of Inquiry style. How did Akibono earn his fortune, you ask? By peddling a variety of medicinal wares for all manner of purposes. From what I heard, they were all remarkably effective and popular. He still enjoys a reputation as a premier source of alchemical goods. Would that I had the coin to afford such luxurious potions and potables. His clientele spends and visit what I earn in a month. I should be glad to speak of Master Akibono to you, albeit solely with regards to his character as a businessman. Like all who have risen to mercantile prominence, he has been at the center of rumor and intrigue. For every man who sings his praises, there is another who would curse his name. None will deny the efficiency of his medicines, which is to be expected given that he utilizes the finest ingredients from that birthplace of alchemy, Ratsatan. His satisfied customers are beyond counting. On the other hand, none can deny the exorbitant profits he has reaped by tightly controlling the supply of Hainish ingredients. Absent competition, he is free to dictate the prices as he sees fit. Unfortunately, this has led to many in desperate need of his miraculous medicines to spend their entire life savings or seek assistance from disreputable moneylenders. His practices are, ultimately, wholly within the confines of the law. So again, as a businessman, he is to be lauded for his success, but I will say nothing on his morals or ethics, or lack thereof. Have you tantalizing tidbits of information to share, my good man? Come, out with it! What will I say? Akibono built his fortune selling miraculous medicines for exorbitant prices. Try to say that 3 times fast. man who preys on the sick and needy for personal gain, is he? As expected, there is far more to Master Akebono than meets the eye. Inspector, we've got to hurry. Shigeru's execution is going to be carried out any moment now if we don't do something. What, already? And there I was hoping we might first conduct a thorough investigation and uncover information with which we might convince them to set the poor man free. But absent that... there are many roads which lead to just ends. If we must take a shortcut to avert a grave miscarriage of justice, then so be it. Honored brothers, I will not beg your forgiveness. Only pray that by this humble offering of my life, that I might absolve the Sekigumi of the shame I have brought upon it through my misdeeds. Wait, did he just dab? Well, what is the meaning of this? That man is an imposter! Seize him! Seize him at once! Run, Hildy, run! Shigure, now is your chance to escape! I will do no such thing. I may have lost what little honor was mine in life, but at least I can reclaim it in death. Your honor is yet yours, samurai. You need not cut your belly open this day, Shigure, for you have the Soboro Sukihiro and the infamous wolf burglar besides. But why? We had a deal, remember? Temporary release, and I am a wolf of my word. Aye, this is indeed the Soboro Sukihiro. Very well. Escort the wolf burglar back to his cell and send a runner to Master Akebono's estate at once. We are far from finished, Shigure. The wolf burglar may be in custody once more, but you must still answer for your reckless actions. Therefore, after further deliberation, I have decided that you will conduct a formal investigation into the rumors surrounding Master Akebono and... That will not be necessary. Indeed, with the return of the wolf burglar, I believe we could consider this tiresome affair resolved. Master Akumode! Wait, I know you! Master Akebono's guest! The one the Geico threw into the wall. Oh, surely you must be mistaken. I have no recollection of any such event, or of you, for that matter. Anyway, as I said before, I believe there is no need for any further investigation. Should you deem otherwise, you are free to proceed. However, such wasteful expenditure of it may force us to reconsider the resources we allocate to you and yours next year. Rest assured, Master Akumode, that we value your counsel deeply, and should be glad to defer to your judgment. Shigeri, the matter of the Saburo Tsukihiro and Master Akebono is now officially closed. That will be all. Yes, that will be all. Ha ha ha! Verily I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have once more done the impossible and saved a man from certain death. A shame that the others seemed so eager to wash their hands of the affair. Not Shigeri, though. I understand he still has questions for the wolf burglar. Don't do the due prison. Hey, that's kind of like Threads of Fate's Japanese name. Shigeri wants answers not... Shigeri wants answers now, or he wants them eventually. Ooh, I am looking forward to that dance. What ho, Shigeri! Over here! My friends, I cannot thank you enough. Had you not arrived when you had, I would not be standing before you now. Forgive me for dispensing with further expressions of gratitude, for I have just returned from the jail which I spoke with the wolf burglar, who shared with me some rather troubling information. Do not keep us in suspense, my good man. What is it? Not long after we delivered the wolf burglar into custody of the Sekisugumi, Master Akibono stormed into the jail and began berating the turnkey, demanding that they return the stolen contents of his safe. You may recall that we spoke with Master Akibono concerning this theft shortly after we first met. It was rather secretive regarding said contents at the time, but the wolf burglar said it was an unmarked satchel filled with a white powder. Given Master Akibono's reputation as a purveyor of medicines, our chivalrous thief resolved to steal it for the benefit of the poor and needy, as is his wont. However, since there was nothing to identify the manner of the medicine it was, the wolf burglar decided to hold on to it for safekeeping. Plainly, however, it was no ordinary medicine, for why else would Master Akibono clamor for it so? My keen inspector's senses is tingling. Where is this satchel now? In the possession of the men and women of the waterways. They will not admit this, however, unless we give them the proper password. As above, so below. Understood. Let us hasten to their den of iniquity. Yeah, it's outside. Turn up again sooner or later. Didn't expect you to be bringing along another unfamiliar face, though. No matter. I like the cut of his gems, so what are you after this time? A certain satchel contained a certain white powder, which once belonged to a certain merchant. Wolf burglar told me you had it. If he did, then he told you the magic words, too. Ah, yes, of course, they are. Soar high above and never go low. What? Call me, take me, no. This is not the time for fun and games, Inspector. As above, so below. Aye, that's it. Nothing personal, but we've got to be careful. Damned if I know what it is, but my gut tells me it's nothing no honest man would be keeping a locked safe. That said, a suspicious powder is far from incontrovertible proof of criminal misdeeds. We need to first determine what it is. Any ideas how we might do so? Seek the assistance of a Hanish alchemist or someone versed in their alchemical traditions. Perhaps someone at the Thabnarian consulate. Brilliant minds think alike, for I too reached that conclusion but a moment ago. To the Thabnarian consulate, my friends! Here, you can't simply go and bang on the gates of a foreign consulate and expect to... Oh, never mind. is all rather sudden, I realize, but to reiterate, it is of the utmost importance that we speak with your superiors. To reiterate, have you lodged an appointment or not? Not as such, no. Then my hands, they are tied. There are procedures, samurai, and much paperwork. No expectations can be made. Under normal circumstances, I would agree, but this is a matter of public safety and welfare. Surely an exception can be made. What ho, young Manderville man? Father! What brings you to the far side of the world? A complex series of events too exhausting to detail. Of greater importance is what brings us to the consulate. You see, we must needs enlist the assistance of a Hannish alchemist or one with an encyclopedic knowledge of Hannish regions. How fortunate then that we should chance to meet. I am a representative of the Sajata concern of Raditsatam, should you know not the name. We trade in all manner of alchemical goods. If your quandary requires the expertise of one versed in such wares, pray permit me to assist you. Indeed, to aid the son of Lord Godbert Manderville and his comrades would be an honor most great. That is most generous of you. Far be it from us to refuse. Perhaps a change of venue is in order. I say, let us not impose upon these hard-working keepers of peace any longer. This powder, it is most fascinating. An ingredient of Hannish origin, this is true, but not one intended for medicinal purposes. Dangerous purposes, rather, and for this reason its sale is forbidden. In the hands of a master alchemist, it could be used to create dew prism. I'm sorry, dew prism? A most powerful drug. A mere thimbleful is enough to befuddle the senses, and render even the most strong-willed subject susceptible to any and all commands. You may be assured this is not an exaggeration. Resistance is, most regrettably, quite futile. Undetectable, it is, save for the occasional glimmer in the eyes, a changing of the color, fleeting and impossible. By the Kami, I have seen such a glimmer before. Oh, are you quite sure that it was not a trick of the light? I saw it too. Master Komode is being manipulated. Well deduced, my faithful assistant and undying fan. I was just about to voice the same conclusion. Well, if what you say is true, then a most terrible crime has been committed. Evidence must be gathered, and those responsible must be punished. It all makes sense now. Why else would the chief coin counter of the Sekisigumi press so strongly to end an investigation into a modest merchant? Because he drugged him during their meeting. At last, we have motive, means, and opportunity. Come, let us put an end to this once and for all. How wonderful it is to see Hildy's infectious enthusiasm inspire others to rise to the occasion once more. Well then, do not let me detain you. A brief AFK. Alas, it appears that I have company in real life and I'll have to continue the rest of this quest later. Until then, adieu.